Hello, Dickson Mushabe here, the CEO and founder of Hostalite. Started over 12 years ago. Yes, we made the 10-year mark, guys. We thank God. Well, started over 10 years ago with me, Dickson, the best employee, the startup and founder, the best employee with my laptop bag, on the streets of Kampala. But right now we've been able to grow up to over 14 employees, and we thank God. We are in our home in Naria, and we still thank God for that. Why do we start this company? I was disappointed by a service provider who was hosting one of my websites. It would go off quite often, and I figured there are many other people who actually were facing that problem. So I decided to start a better company with a better service. And of course, starting from scratch, Mpola, we had to make sure we grow with the best customer service so that we don't lose clients like the other service provider lost me. So what do? We offer web hosting, software development, and web design. By that I mean, whatever you have in your profile, what you do, we design it properly, put it online for the world to see. We host your light. Where do we see ourselves in the next few years? Of course, in Uganda, we are fully established, and in other African countries, we are making this a Pan-African company. We hope to see ourselves in many African countries. Right now, we are in 2, and of course, we've just started. The journey just started. Only that it won't be me in the driver's seat, because I've trained able managers who can manage and run the company without me. So the dream is having Hostalite Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, and even Uganda managed by able managers who can be able to make decisions because they've been groomed and trained as managers within the company.
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are just joining us, you're right on time. You're not late. You've come at the perfect moment. This is Business Garage at Worship Harvest, where we bring you incredible stories of kingdom businesses, Ugandan kingdom businesses that are making it here in this nation to bring you hope and open up your heart and mind to what is possible. My name is B3, and today I am privileged to bring you the story of a man most of you know. By the way, share the link, call your friends, tell them Barange Headmaster is in the house, so you need to tune in. All the students need to get online. Please help me welcome the CEO, president, founder, all those good things of Hostalite, Mr. Dickson Mushabe. Woohoo! Yeah, that microphone needs to obey him.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you so much.
like
Glad to be here. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, Worship Harvest. Glad to be here. Glad to be home.
Oh, yeah. All right, so this man is not only a businessman, he's also an author. If you've never bought the book, I Am Not Sorry for My Mistakes, you are the only one. So you better get your hands on it. We'll be talking a little bit more about that as we go along. But Dickson, welcome.
Thank you, B3. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so let's get into it. We have little time and a lot of wisdom. So I'm going to try and dig out of this man as much as I can. Our online audience, remember, you can engage with us. You can ask questions as the interview progresses, and we will do our best to make sure that we ask as many of those as you have brought through. People are saying, good morning, Headmaster. Good to see you.
Good morning, students. Good to see you too. Glad you're there. Roll call time.
Yeah, roll call time is here, so people are getting in line. All right, so Dickson, tell us a little bit about yourself. Maybe there's people who are watching right now who want to know, who is Dickson? Are you single? Did you ever go to school? Just general information.
Thank you so much, B3. Dickson Mushabe is my name. Happily married. By happily, I mean happily married to one wonderful lady, Doreen. And I love you, sweetheart.
Hey, Vanange.
Yeah, I know she's watching. If you can see me from down to top, she made sure she puts the final bits to pieces on everything that I'm putting on, from the haircut yesterday to, So that's what I say. I'm happily married.
Doreen, we send you greetings.
Yeah, we have 4 children. I know they are watching, and I send you greetings. All my children, we love you. We thank God for you. CEO and founder of Hostalite, Dickson is my name. Started Hostalite over 12 years ago. Guys, we made the 10-year mark 2 years ago. It's rare for Ugandan companies to make 10-year marks. So we thank God that we were able to make that 10-year mark, and we just started. The beauty is, after 10 years, I think I'm tired. I need the young guys I've trained to now take over the company and manage it. And I also now plan for Africa and the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So about my education, started from a very humble school, deep in Ntungamo, moved. That's a long story, but I want to take you to my secondary life, Ntare School.
Woohoo!
And I'll tell you why and how I came to Kampala.
Otyo.
Yes. Now, once upon a time, there lived a man called Dickson Mushabe. He was at a school called Ntare. But you know, we used to see guys from Kampala come with too much pomp. Of course, first we were from the village. They used to come with grab, you know, they used to tell us, yesterday I was at Pioneer Mall. For us, like, Pioneer Mall was like, you guys. He said, you know what, Nachivubo the other day, we were at Sheraton, you were like, oh my God. The KB doesn't flow for you, just talk about either some cows, beans, you know. And that's the KB you know. So I was like, hey, but guys, this Kampala, this Pioneer Mall, this City Square, no way. Somehow I have to go to Kampala. My dad, and actually before that, these whenever they would be coming back to Kampala for their holidays, they used to bring buses. They used to organize buses to Kampala. Guys, there used to be life in those buses. Life in those buses. About 70 students going back to Kampala. It was so nice and marvelous. You'd see life. For us who are boarding back to the what? Our villages. You'd say, but Kampala, no, we are coming.
Oh, God.
So I requested my dad in A level. I requested he take me to Kampala. My dad agreed and said, fine, I'm going to take you to Kampala. That was a dream come true. Now, in business, I identified. I didn't stop there. I went and asked. There was an opportunity. Another person could have been having that thought of going to Kampala, but they never talked to their parents. They never talked to anyone about it. They are still where?
In the village.
There are very many opportunities, but the guy who will stand out, just stand out and pick it, will move forward. I came to give out a copy of this book. Who wants this book? Let me tell you guys, we all came without this book today. He has gone with the book. You get? As in, he stood, ran, and picked the book. That's just a book. Now, assuming it was a partnership of $1 billion.
Hey.
Just imagine that. The gentleman would be a billionaire, right? Actually, he is.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
May that book and all other books unlock your potential.
Amen.
So that's how opportunities come and go. Now, back to my Kampala journey. So my dad was a trader in cows, in cattle. So that means in 90s, he used to ferry cattle to this city, abattoirs, Rufura and what. So who was in Kampala in 90s, early 90s? Chris. Yeah. So most likely, if you ate meat around then, you could have paid my fees.
Oh.
Because you were buying meat that my dad was bringing in Kampala. So thank you. Now, so when my dad told me we are going to Kampala next week, of course, most of you, when they say going to Kampala, you know you're going to board your dad's VX or TX or double cabin and go to Kampala. I told you, my dad was bringing cows. Do they bring cows on VXs or TXs?
Not yet.
No, they bring them on fusos. These big fusos. So now I think you guess how I came to Kampala.
Just were you in the co-driver or with the cows?
With the cows. Okay, first, the cows and I came on one truck.
Yes.
On the same truck. That's for starters. Now, there is a small compartment behind the fuso driver, where a man who is as tall as me, you'll move to Kampala folded like this up to the time you reach Kampala. That's how I came. But you see, my mission was to come to Kampala. Whether I came with the cows at the back, whether I came with the driver, whether it didn't matter. My mission was to come to Kampala. Now, along our journey, there was one life-changing moment, one moment which changed my life. When we reached Kayabwe, along Kampala-Masaka Highway, when we reached Kayabwe, of course, they used to come in the night, so we got out of the truck for dinner. Now, when we reached at the dinner table in a restaurant, everyone ordered for food. I would hear matoke, give me kao, give me beans and what. So I asked, what is kao? Everyone laughed at me because they thought I knew kao. I didn't know what kao was, cowpeas. I did not know. So when they laughed at me, I realized, so I'm in a different zone. I've changed from a villager to a city guy who doesn't know even what to order for dinner. I quickly thought, yes, so I need to adapt quickly so that I can either order for food or basically blend into the community where I'm coming. So that's how I start. So among the schools, actually, I was scheming. I was scheming for a school which was speaking some Luganda seriously, so that I blend into
the city.
Actually, if you find me speaking Luganda, it means I know Kweunya.
Come on. Naenze Dickson, I'm about to stop you because you're about to finish all our time telling us about your journey to Kampala.
All right.
So you finally arrived in Kampala. Already there's lots of wisdom there.
I arrived in Kampala. The goal, I set the goal, came to Kampala.
Yes. You made the ask.
I made the ask. That was very critical at that moment. Otherwise, most likely, I would still be in the village.
Wow.
Most likely.
Wow.
So, what's that thing that you've not asked?
Exactly.
What is that thing that you've not asked? Just look out for it, and please today, go and ask. You lose nothing by asking.
Yes.
And you lose everything by not asking.
Wow.
Now, I come to Kampala. Fast forward, I finished my A-level. Mengo Secondary School. All my OBs say hi if you're there. Finish Mengo Secondary School, and now I go back to the village. Now my journey of entrepreneurship starts in my vacation, and I'll quickly tell you how I planted tomatoes in the wrong season. My dad gave me land to plant tomatoes, but I didn't. I just asked for land. I didn't know it was a dry season. I planted. Like any other amateur farmer, I know there are very many WhatsApp farmers here who farm by phone and how are my goats, how are my cows. But I planted in a wrong season. I fetched water, you guys, for my tomatoes. I don't know if this bald head started then because I really fetched water. But the beauty is, It was only me with tomatoes on the village.
In that season, yeah.
So, no one should tell you it's a wrong season. No. No one knows. Do it in your timing. Do it in your timing, wrong season or not. Somehow you might find you're the only guy with a Facebook.
Yeah.
You might find you're the only guy with something which can give us internet when we're cut off.
Come on.
You get? So it's very possible that thing you do out of season might shock you. So do not just wait for the season. No, start now. Water your tomatoes. Water them. Water your ideas out of season. And when everyone is trying to plant for your harvesting.
Wow. But Wanangi, the wisdom is already overflowing. Now I want to shift you.
Yes.
Dickson, tell us about your first businesses. Because how many businesses that you can remember have you been engaged in starting before Hostalite? Because I want us to move to Hostalite.
Okay. Before Hostalite, about 5. And then I was at university. I had a salon in Wandegia. I had a video library in Wandegia. I had a peer address system and disco for hire. I was selling second-hand shoes. And I had another small kiosk for CD writing at Kamochantenda stage in Wandegia. So if you go looking for the tycoons of Wandegia, then the young tycoons, among the Kasules, I was also
Well, how does a young man who comes from the village on a truck with cows, did you have some financier giving you money to do these things? You were at the university.
Yes.
So how were you able to start all these ventures as a young man?
Thank you. So I didn't tell you that I was on government sponsorship.
Yes.
Somebody said this guy is sharp.
This guy is sharp.
Yeah, I was on government sponsorship. So they used to give us faculty allowance. So the money they gave us, when everyone was going to buy fridges, nice sound systems for the room, no, I went and bought a barber shop in Wandegia. That was my very first investment. Some guy wanted an air ticket to go to UK. I gave him the money. Gave me the what? Now, after that, I started the video library. Now, that's where all the mistakes were made in the video library. It's a long story, but I made lots of money. On average, all my businesses, I was averaging about profit, 1 million per month profit. That's as a campuser. And now that's where I shed my tear, because I never saw where any of that money went. Imagine 3 years at campus, earning 1 million per month. Even if you were to save, I wish someone had told me, Dickson, just save 1,000, just 1,000. Money used to be in my wallet, everyone. And I thank God I was born again. Hadn't I been born again with the kind of money I had, definitely I would have hung out with the wrong guys and I would be gone. But still, the born again guys ate my money.
We send you greetings, the money eaters.
So being born again, okay, it saved me from meandering, but the business money was eaten by my fellow. Born again. So be careful.
You're the one who spent the money. Yeah, so one of the mistakes right there was that you didn't have knowledge on managing finances and growing. You had the passion, you were able to start the thing, but then how to grow. SFFG hadn't started by then.
I actually wish I had attended just one Money Moments Thursday.
I know.
I just one like this, I would be very different. You people are blessed that there is information now and you're willing to learn. And actually, Pastor Mose, thank you. I watch those moments religiously because you can never, ever underestimate the power of knowledge.
Wow.
Someone who has done something before, someone who has made a mistake before, there's no reason why you should repeat it. That's why we write books, so that you don't repeat the mistakes we made, because times have changed. If you made the mistakes I made 10 years ago, trust me, you'll be on your way to the village. With this internet and the economies of scale right now, you'd be on your way to the village. So please, let's read. Let's learn from those who have made mistakes before.
Yeah.
So I didn't save money at all. I didn't have a savings account at all. No.
The money was in your wallet.
It was in my guys. I was rich,
but poor, all at the same time.
But poor. I had the money in my wallet. Okay, look at just a simple scenario. Another mistake. As a government smart student, I had free food.
Yes.
At university. I never, ever stepped in the university hall mess. Now, every lunchtime I used to go out with about 3 or 4 guys. We spent about 20K, 20 or 30K. Now, remember, I had free food.
Yeah.
But here I was going to spend. Even if I had saved 20K per day for lunch, I would be having some square miles of land somewhere. Then land was cheap in the zero ways of these days. It was so far. But guys, if you have, okay, the 20K you have today is so precious, guys. It's so precious, guys. And you know, B3 and Mose, you told us about saving. Saving is critical. Even if it's 1K, the 2K will find the 1K tomorrow.
Yes.
There's nothing like small. No, even if it's a coin, the 1K will find a coin tomorrow. So I didn't save. I was so extravagant. Yeah. My friends, I also didn't advise me. I didn't have a mentor. Thank God for mentors of these days. Thank God for YouTube University. You can go there and be mentored by people you don't know. But you know, listen to someone. Listen to someone, because the things you're going through today have been gone through by someone.
Yes.
So who is that someone that you're listening to? Are they veering you off? Are your friends always discouraging you? Or you have that one friend who says, let's do it. Or your friends will say, it might not work. What if it works?
What if it works? Yeah.
What if it works? So starting, learning is critical in business.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dickson. And I think, you know, where you began, you talked about making 12 years as Hostalite being a big deal. And yet also you started 5 businesses before that. And that's a picture of Uganda, because we are the most entrepreneurial country in the world, but at least 1% of the businesses make it to their 10th birthday. And so that's a picture of what leads there is exactly your story, the habits, the knowledge, the lack of, you know, principles and things that help you to stay in, which many people don't. You have the passion to start as Ugandans. There's lots of businesses starting but not continuing because we are not educating ourselves. And I know you're very passionate about that. But let's talk about Hostalite. It survived 12 years. Hostalite, when did it begin? What's the purpose of Hostalite? Why did you start it? And let's first start up there, and then we'll get into what are some of the things that have helped you survive and start to thrive as a company the last 12 years. So why did you start Hostalite? What is Hostalite about? Let's start there.
I started Hostalite at a point where I had lost money, made mistakes, so I was not excited at money. Actually, whenever I would see money, I would flee and send it to an account somewhere. So I started at that point where I had seen money. I knew money can come and go. Money can come so easily and go. So if you do not take care of it. So now, why did I start a web hosting company? We had a directory before, which did not work. But along the way, I learned that the web hosting companies were disappointing us. Actually, my service provider lost me, and I became a competitor because of his poor service. our servers would go down, they would not pick our calls. And I was like, but isn't there someone who can help our businesses stay up? Because we were hosting adverts of businesses, and I was like, why can't I do this? Because if I'm suffering, most likely there are many other people who are suffering. And I looked around, whenever I would search in web hosting in Uganda, I would get companies in the US, the HostGators, the GoDaddies. I was like, Google doesn't bring among the top 5 companies in Uganda to be the top. I said, no, we must somehow be among these top. And the dream was, if someone came to Uganda 10 years later, without asking a tourist, without asking anyone, and they look for a hosting company, somehow they would find us, either online, on billboards, on car tires, on whatever. That's how Hostalite began. Now, of course, with me as the best employee of the year, only one, yeah, with my laptop and the room where I was operating like 6 other companies. So were there about 6 companies. Yeah, and it's then, of course, I knew if I survive 1 year like this, because my clients would renew hosting after a year, annually. So I knew if I survive 1 year, actually, my habit came back of again starting the small ones. So now, in the middle there, I started a saloon in...
Not again!
a saloon in Nigeria, Chiwatuli. Then I went into some other business. My wife I went to do printing. So my wife sat me down and asked me, honey, just do me one favor. Because I can do math. I can give you math of a business. You just give me a capital now. Until you know that what? We're going to start with this capital. In a few weeks, I project, you see billions. So I would go to my wife and project and we plan together. In 3 weeks, the business is no more. So he told me, you know what? Just do me one favor, sweetheart. We're just getting married. I said, Of course, I promised, I said, I'm going to do what you ask. She said, just do one company. Just do one thing for 1 year. And let's talk after a year or for another business. That is Hostalite.
Wow.
And you know why? I listened to her. I listened. That's because God gave her to me as a helper. So I listened. So what are those things your wives have told you that you've brushed off? I would be having a Hostalite now had I been this arrogant man who is trying to make ends meet. No. Humility saves marriages. Humility saves businesses. Humility saves us all.
Ooh. Humility. Doreen, we send you greetings. People have been saying, Doreen, you are among those who ate his campus money. We are going to find out. That was a good investment. And she's saying it is called relational capital. I'm seeing all your comments here online. But so Hostalite begins, and you've grown. Tell us a bit about the numbers. How many people are you employing now?
About 14.
Wow.
Now, let me tell you our first breakthrough as Hostalite.
Yes.
People, in business, organization is very critical. However small you are as a company, being organized, if it's one reference letter, have it. If you're filing nil at URA, file nil, but have your nil filed. As in, have your paperwork. If it's a business card, have it done properly. You know, even if you're small, as in, your brand should not look as if you're dying.
No one wants to invest in it.
No one wants to invest. Good enough, we have the brand masters, the Nomad. They've helped us a lot in branding, in our branding journey. I had a fight with Kampala because I was stuck in my traditional logo. I still wanted, those logos where you find a spoon, a fork, everything.
And a cow.
And a cow. Then Kampala told me, I'm giving you this, don't come back. Yeah. And I want to thank them for managing our brand. But we received a call to submit a proposal for a website, a portal actually. And they wanted a portal for an African a business. It's an organization which was going to have a conference in South Africa, and so was supposed to develop a portal. They asked for companies from Africa, Asia, America, because it was a US-based whatever funding. So now, for us, we organized our papers very, very, very well, but asked for little money.
Oh.
So they wondered. These guys look too organized, but I think they don't know what we need. Guys, they had to fly in about 2 consultants to come and tell us that we underquoted.
Wow.
But just because we were organized, of course, the favor of God, but we were organized. We put our papers properly, the works we've done, the reference letters, all. You look at our bid, small, but very organized.
Yes.
Some of us, we submit bids and you look at a bid and you wonder, how can you waste time submitting a bid and you just bring something with no signature?
Oh dear.
They asked for tax clearance, there's no tax clearance. Those small things, sign here, powers of attorney, they are not there. And I've seen one thing I like to talk about today, submitting bids at the real last time. You find someone running at 10, the bid ends at 10, but at 9:40 they're leaving office.
Oh no.
You see, we've won businesses because the people who are bigger arrived late to submit their bid. It's a common practice I've seen in Uganda, and if you want to beat it, be organized and time. Keep time. So those people, they so were organized and came, told us to quote higher. Can you imagine a client telling you? Yeah, they helped us to quote higher because they said, what we want is so big, please quote higher. So that was our first breakthrough. Of course, I won't go into the numbers, but it was a shift. Shifting a company from here, a one-man company, from here to after that.
Give us a clue.
You want a clue?
We want a clue.
Okay. Let me give you.
We rejoice with those who rejoice.
Let me give you. When you go to Nalia, you'll see Hostalite house.
Yes.
That's our home.
Wow, that's your property.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, that gives us a clue. In Nalia, and I've seen it. It's not in the village.
It's not in the village. That's our headquarters.
Come on. For now, by the way, because
for now, yes.
Expansion.
Yeah, expansion. Yeah, true. Yeah. So then I want to talk about employee management. You see, these people have a future.
The people you employ.
They're also like you. They have feelings like you. They have dependents like you. So you must be seen as an employer. You must be seen. Or you must at least plan to be part of their feelings or part of their future. You must be seen part of their future. Because, just aside, even before I come to work, the maids at home.
Yes.
Our maids at home, those very important helpers at home. Just a tip. When you're buying deodorant at home, or when you're making the hair, planning to bring someone to do hair at home, please add the budget of the house help.
Yes.
Because let me tell you, when you're away, the baby is here on their armpit. Actually, even for that, your baby will touch the hair, that hair you've not made. So even before that, before going to be nice and human, they are the fundamentals. So those maids need to be looked after, actually even more, because they take care of our living and non-living things when we are away. Cascading it to employees, the same thing, you want to survive, the same way they want to survive. So what are you thinking about them? Are they in your plan for the future? Do you see them as billionaires? Or you milking every bit out of them? Then you want maybe to get them to go and you get others in. You get. So employees can be loyal if you show commitment as an employer that you're concerned about their future as they are your company. And in any case, the company is not you. It's not yours. The company should grow like you should outlive your company.
Yes.
Leave it in the hands of the able guys you've managed. I've spent the last year trying to transit from the CEO of Hostalite, and I can slowly leave it to my guys to manage it. It's going to take about 2 years, but at least 1 year is gone. For record, last year I was away for about 6 months, and I found when they had won the biggest contracts.
Wow.
So I wondered, why didn't I even leave earlier?
Yes.
You get? Yeah. So these people, as long as you show them that it's for they are in it, they are in for. As long as you show them that you're in this together,
Yes.
they will do everything to grow your company because they know when everything is good, they are also happy. Yeah.
Wow. Dickson,
Yes.
so much wisdom. I have one more question and then I'm handing over to Mr. Chris Kawesa, who is the leader of Business Garage. What does the future look like for Hostalite? Just in like a minute, paint for us the current picture you have for Hostalite, maybe in the next 10 years. What does it look like?
We are building a Pan-African company. Now our model here in Uganda is being shaped properly, which we can duplicate and replicate in other countries. And the beauty is, I don't have to be in every country.
Yeah.
No. The model will help us to have Hostalite established in other countries with ease while the contracts are in place. So we are moving steadily to other African countries.
So the future is a Pan-African country, a Hostalite in every African country.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you so much for your wisdom. So much. Apostle Moses says he's enjoying this interview too much. Thank you so much, friends, for joining us online. And now I hand over to Mr. Chris Kawesa to wrap this thing up.
Thank you, Pastor Beatrice. Dickson, once again, you're very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
To Business Garage. Another outlier of sorts, the man who came to Kampala on a truck of cows, yeah? And you've made it thus far, so thank you for your story. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
One of the things I've picked out from your stories is like that you want good for others. That's why you're deliberate about telling people your mistakes so that they do not repeat them.
Sure.
Yeah? So you want other people to thrive as much as you have. Yeah? And then you also find, because of that, you find every moment to teach. I mean, I don't know how many lessons you've taught us here in Garage. You find every opportunity to teach other people. So I think that's from the same background. So thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Then you like to use opportunity. You don't let an opportunity go to waste.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Right from asking your father to come to town, then buying that salon because someone wanted to fly. Then you created a business because there was a provider didn't give you a good service. So you don't let any opportunity go to waste. Those are key principles for business people.
Yeah.
Teaching others, for them to learn from your mistakes. It's called continual improvement. But also, you don't let any opportunity go to waste. The example you gave us, you're giving out the book. So you basically want good for people.
Yeah.
And thanks a lot for that.
Thank you.
I know the first question I would like to ask you, which is very key for business people, is what practical things actually have you done to make yourself irrelevant in your company?
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest mistake that we business people have, the biggest challenge that we have. Making ourselves irrelevant is like a challenge.
Make ourselves relevant or irrelevant?
Irrelevant in the business, so that you can train people to run your business. You're away for 6 months, and they actually manage your business. Just in maybe a minute, a few practical things you've done to nail that aspect. And even then, where do you get those people from?
Where do I get them from? At Hostalite, it's our principle. We do not employ superstars. No. Actually, your degree or master's will not earn a job at Hostalite. When we are looking out for people to employ, we ask you, what have you done? We've given jobs to people who even have done nothing but are trying to do something.
Yeah.
So if someone came and told you, you know what, I did this last year and failed, but I'm here. But next week, I was going to meet this because that's the mindset. That's the mind of the guy we employ. We have certificate holders doing massive work.
Wow.
You see, those people got certificates not because they were not knowledgeable. Maybe they didn't have the money to go to university.
Yes.
So a certificate or a diploma or a degree, just because you are able to pay for government sponsorship, does not earn you a job at Hostalite. No, maybe we are rich, thank God. But there's a guy who can do work. That's the guy we need at Hostalite.
So you look for resourceful people.
Exactly. Then things are put in place. You know, delegation is easier to say it than to do it. But I've been able to manage delegation. And you know, delegation, deliberately, you must empower and entrust and show that you actually trust them. You do not delegate, then come and start looking. If you're the guy who wants to pay petty cash at office, then you want to buy your car at office, then you want to, how will you move to East Africa?
You can't.
You cannot. You must let go. Okay, maybe let me bring it down for you. Who are those who still want to sign on every check, who still want to buy your car? You can just delegate mpola. Delegate the thing which you don't feel attached to so much first. then go on improving, and until you delegate tasks which would have taken your time. But these guys are smart up there; they can do them quickly. So delegation. I've been deliberate on delegation, and I make sure guys are accountable to do the work that they are supposed to do. And of course, they're empowered. They're empowered to do their work. I know. I tell them, you know what? This is your area. I'm your student. Advise me. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yes. Delegation and also finding resourceful people.
Yes.
All right, we're out of time, but I'm going to ask you one question, but with 3 parts. One, you develop softwares.
Yes.
Just tell us some of the softwares you've developed. You might have clients here. 2, tell us about the World Business Angel Investment Forum.
Okay.
Because people might want to know that information. It could be helpful. And also give us some advice. This is the national issue. You're in these software things and software development. People cannot run without internet. We can't do some of our businesses without internet. There's a lot of disruption. What are some of the solutions we can have practically today? Because many people have online softwares, and if internet is off, nothing happens. So just quickly touch on those things for us.
Okay, thank you. I'll start with internet. Just requesting that internet is actually next to, it should be a human right. I don't know how much money has been lost. Actually, some people say about $3 million Palace has been lost in just a few days. So it's a human right, and I appeal to government, please give us internet. We need it now. About World Business Investment Forum and what was the other question?
And the software. Tell us
the software.
One of the softwares you developed.
Yes, we automate businesses. For example, you could say, I want a system to manage my invoicing, to manage my client database, to manage my school, manage my hospital. You know, we develop custom-made software. So you mention a need, and we do your need. Right now, we have one hot cake, which is a dog tracker. It's a document tracking system. So you don't have to be at office to approve a document. You can approve it, initiate it somewhere, and approve it wherever you are in your comfort of your home or your zone. So it's dog tracker powered by Hostalite, and it's amazing that you can do things outside your office while keeping tabs on where the documents are at every point. And of course, web hosting, web design. That's the core of how we started, and we still, 12 years later, innovating, improving the web hosting space and design in this country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dickson, it was a pleasure having you. Over to you, Pastor B3.
Whoa, come on, studio audience. Thank you so much, Dickson, for so much wisdom people have really enjoyed the interview. You'll be able to see they're writing back the lessons that they've learned. Thank you so much for joining us. I know that you've been inspired. Now go do something with the lessons you've learned today. Otherwise, it will be more information and no result. Thank you once again for joining us. We'll see you later. Bye.